Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. News in the gospel brought, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and whatever it may be. Yeah, man, this is the reason why Babylon the Great has to burn. This is a song called Booty, featuring Lato by Saucy Santana. Now, this is from Sony, so I'm not going to play the video because you know how finicky they get. They would definitely take it down and give it a copyright strike. But this is why we need to get the hell out of here, man. Okay? This is what we have been subjected to in Babylon. And this is the philosophy that has been brought forth. Now, this is supposed to be promoting earbuds, okay? Like Link Buds, some type of new earbuds, an iPod or some shit. I don't know. But basically, this is openly accessible to children, or whoever, people that may have a sensitive ear, sensitive eye. This is all open for the public, and clearly, this is what it shows. So I'm gonna skim through it and just give you brothers, to show you what's going on, man. Because I can't play it. I don't want them to take it down. But it's always Eve. It's always Eve, man. This is the woman who we supposed to marry and start families with and come under tutelage under, These are the women that we supposed to have on our hairpin. We supposed to take them seriously. But yet they promote this, okay? Because this is straight up degeneracy, man. Like, look at this. This is a grown-ass man, okay? This is a grown man, okay? And he's getting his nails done, okay? And look exactly what he's going to do. And I want to play it, but I can't. But look at this, man. This is what Eve, she's accepted, but these are the women we supposed to have families with, right? You're supposed to father the other children. You're less of a man if you don't father another man's children, which the Bible talks about that. Okay, now in instances, if the man died and the woman had children and she remarried, that's a different story. But even then, dealing with other men's kids in the Bible was outlawed in some ways because the different dynamics of spirits, man, because a man himself is supposed to start a legacy. He's supposed to start his enterprise, okay? Because what husband means is to plant, okay? You plant your seed, okay? You plant it in fertile ground, unblemished, untouched. That way you can sprout up seeds and they can grow. But when you're trying to plant on somebody else's soil, that's when it becomes offensive, okay? Pollution, like the Lord said, said if a man committed adultery, if a woman committed adultery, should the man return back to that land? The scriptures say that. It says no, it's greatly defiled. So with this type of behavior, this what comes from that. Because he probably didn't have a stable father in the household, a father at all, and the mother he was dealing with, he probably had 3 or 4 different stepfathers, and look at it. Or no stepfathers at all. But this is who we supposed to marry. These are the women we supposed to have children with. And you're less of a man if you don't take on another man's responsibility. That's madness, man. Now, like I said, the father died and you built a good relationship and a dynamic with those people, then, it's okay because you have certain instances in the scriptures that man did father other men's children, but it was under certain circumstances. It wasn't just like I'll break up with this girl, I'll go meet another woman, and I'll put a baby in her. No, that's not how this shit work, man. For one thing, that's really adultery, okay, if the quiet is kept. Okay, so that's off. But see, today, the time is all screwed up. Everything is all messed up. Everything is backwards because Esau, Edom, has programmed the minds of Jake to really think backwards and to go left. Okay, and when you're bringing out these facts, you're less than a man, you're a bigot, you ain't right, you're abusive, you're obstructive, you're intrusive. Okay, you're all these things. But nobody's taking heed to what the Bible is saying about this. Because everybody wants to do away with the Lord, with the laws of the Most High and establish their own righteousness, man. That's wickedness, man. Okay, but look at this, man. This is utterly madness, man. Typical, right? Typical Keisha. These are the women we supposed to marry. These are the ones we supposed to deal with. Now, you look at Ishmael. Ishmael ain't going through this shit, man, unless he brings his daughters to America. Elam ain't going through this. Moab ain't going through this. But our women, and then and clearly that tells you that we're the children of the Most High. These are curses, man. But have you people ever stopped and asked yourself, why do you give us so much hate and criticism off calling this shit out. But have y'all ever seen any other coaches act like this? That's not in America. Have you seen any other coaches behave like this? Okay, now we're not saying we don't do things with our families and we go out and have fun, certain jobs. I mean, though that's thing, it's exception to every rule. Okay, it's a balance. You may have a female and she may have a couple of friends, okay? And it's really through your discretion if you're gonna let her go out with those women. But you have to meet those women and you have to know what type of mindset they have, because if you don't, they're gonna project that bad mindset on her. And she's gonna start learning the ways of them and following their ways and coming against you. That's why everything was done through the men. Prime example, these people ain't have no guidance in their life. This guy clearly was off. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you're supposed to deal in a situation, man. But you get ridiculed for that type of stuff. You get talked about because you don't want to father another man's child. That's dead, man. That's not the way shit is being done now. I mean, people are doing it, but these people are miserable. Divorce rates are at an all-time high. Children, they lose interest. It just take one time for shit to go left before the kids say fuck you, man, and write your ass off. There's one instance. They don't care if you was in their life when they was 2-3 years old. That don't mean shit to them, man, because they're not of your seed. At the end of the day, yeah, I know you. I respected you at a point in time, but I don't really care for you like that because shit, what are you to me? You ain't nothing to me. Okay? And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So anyway, fast forward in here. Look at this. Now, it look like you got Northern Kingdom in there. Of course, you got an Edomite, and it look like you got appears to be an Asian. She may be a nigga woman. The Jake woman looks like, she tries to look like every ethnicity but her own. But you don't go to China, you don't see this. You don't see this in Saudi Arabia. Okay, like those women, man, they got beat the hell down because they didn't wear the hijab, or what do you call it? I call them the hijabs, or some people call them hijab, hijab or hijabs. However you pronounce the shit, the head wrap. They got ridiculed for not wearing that covering because they took them off and started burning them. Why? Because of the shit they see happening over here. And this is the reason why Esau eat them. And this is the reason why this place has to burn. Okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts. But see, when you speak out against this type of behavior, you ain't in the right spirit. You're bitter. You're angry. Why can't you just let us do what we want to do? No, man. Because the Most High said, who's going to stand up for me? Who's going to stand up for righteousness, man? And even if we stand up for righteousness, we damn if we do, we damn if we don't. Okay? This is madness, man. But what's really offensive about it, of course, Keisha, this is her lifestyle. She's accept this. But these are the bitches we got to marry. Look at this, man. Just a wild fucking animal. But see, look at this. This is what our women do. But this is the most offensive part. This nigga. Okay? This is the main part. And who's calling this shit out? And look at this guy, man. Look at this, man. Look at this dude, man. And this is blatantly accepted here. And y'all see why this place has to fucking burn, man? And I guarantee you, this dude, man, he can probably pop all of them, even though he may not be into women, per se. But he can pop all of them just because he's a fucking degenerate. And you know what type of diseases that bring? But we getting called out because we're trying to establish order and dynamic to our situations. But nobody's talking against this. This is what happens when the Most High is not dealing with you. And that's cool, man. Hey, so be it. I'd rather them than us. When you find self-worth, motherfuckers hate that. Like, look at this, man. This nigga, look at this nigga, man. Look at this guy, bro. This is fucking ridiculous, man. And look at this strag in the back to his right. This place has to burn, man. It has to burn, brothers, man. This place has to burn. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, man. Okay? So this is the book of 1 Corinthians 6, and I'm going to start at verses 9. It says, know ye not that the unrighteous should not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Okay? What's unrighteousness, man? Adultery. This clearly, okay, disrespecting the order of Yahweh Shai, disrespecting the head of the house. So all these things are out of order, man. You looked at as less than a man because you don't accept this. It's stupid, man. Just the way you people think. And it says here, be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners should inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Okay, so let's look this up. Okay, let's look this up, man. Go into the word effeminate, which means malakos, which means soft to the touch. Clearly he was, in a bad sense. A catamite, a boy kept for you know what relations with a man who submits his body to unnatural lewdness, a male prostitute. Wow, gigolo, man. A man is getting paid to have sex with women, man. That's off. Okay, well, you pimping women, man. You know. Now, it's no thing like, let's just say, okay, if you have a woman or you're dealing with a woman or a concubine or whatever, and she wants to pay your way or whatever, she wants to help you out. There's nothing wrong with that. But like when you out here selling rod, you know what I'm saying? You out here selling your rod, that's when it becomes offensive. We're not saying you can't deal with a woman or a concubine and she wants to take you out for dinner or whatever. You know what I mean? If she wants to treat you out, that's not off. Okay, technically they supposed to do that. But when you out here selling, selling your rod, selling your ass, a man out there on a stroll, that's when it becomes a little wishy-washy, But anyway, so it's wickedness, man. Let's go to the point I wanted to make earlier. I made a point about other men's children, etc. And also, let's go back to the book of Jeremiah. I think this is in Jeremiah, the 3rd chapter. Maybe this the 2nd or the 3rd chapter. Yep, the 3rd chapter. Yep, so this is the book of Jeremiah 3:1. It says, they say if a man put away his wife, and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return it to her again? Answer is no. Okay, no. Clearly no. Now, it does happen. Okay, we in a time of mercy, grace. Brothers have dealt with women that may have committed adultery on them and they forgave them. That's up to them at their discretion, but it's unlikely that will happen, and the Most High will have favor on that. Me personally, I wouldn't go and deal with any of my exes in some relationship shit. It just wouldn't happen. I wouldn't get back. If they ended, then if it ended and I'm over it, there's no point of going back to that. Especially when they're gonna become somebody else. It's just like, okay, it's dead. And that's confusion. But it does happen. It says here, should not that land be greatly polluted? So okay, so imagine if you meet a female and she has a kid by another man already. And they just said you put a seed in her, but the man she had a baby with the first time, he can't go back and lay with that woman, man. Okay? He can't go back and lay with that mother. Like, technically honest, my child's mother, I have a child with her, but she has 2 other kids by another man, father by another man. So technically, I wouldn't even be able to I couldn't go back to that situation. Let's just say even if I wanted to, which clearly I don't, that's dead. But let's just say if I decide to go, I wouldn't be able to go back to that situation. She's already have another child that's been fathered by another man. You see what I'm saying? So it's already pollution there. And she was not a virgin when I met her. Okay, so I already put my seed in polluted soil, so to speak. But that's why we got to get up out of here, man. We need to be saved. But it says, but thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return unto me again, says the Lord. Okay, because the Lord is going to forgive our nation. He's going to return us into him because that was his ultimate purpose. Like the Bible is an ultimate story of love and redemption. But on a man's level, no, man, the scriptures tell you can't do that. That's in the law. Okay, the law tells you, man, if you put away your wife and she goes and remarry, you can't go back to her, man. That's just how the cookie crumbles, because that's confusion. All right. This is the book of Sirach 23, and I'm gonna start at verses 20. Let's start at verses 23, 22. It says, and thus it shall go with the wife that leaveth her husband and bringeth in heir by another. It says, for first she disobeyed the law of the Most High. Okay, so that's the point. So let us say she had a dude, right? And she had children. You see what I'm saying? And then she met another man and he put seed in her. Look what it says. It says, thus said it shall also go with the wife that leaveth her husband and bring it in heir by another, meaning children. Okay? It says, for first she have disobeyed the law of the Most High, and secondly she has trespassed against her own husband. So if she's already in transgression, why would you go and add to that shit, man? Now, like I said, it does happen. Okay, you have men in the faith that are dealing with women that have children by another woman, children with a woman by another man. It happens. We're in Babylon. Okay, but you have to use discretion even in those situations. How far can it go? Is the dynamic good? Is it contentious? You know, because in some cases, you know, as exception to the rule, you may be able to make it work. But honestly, the way certain men think, you know, me myself, it's just a very hard pill to swallow. You know, so you're just dealing with the situation until it really goes sour. As fucked up as that is, because, you know, it's not supposed to be that way. But what else are you gonna do? Especially when there's no type of promise on the other party of them conforming to the ways of righteousness. What else can you do in that point? It's just like this shit is all fucked up, man. You know, you can't do anything. And it says in 30, she had played the whore in adultery and brought in children by another man. So that's off, man. Because now she's transgressed against her husband, and now she has her kids. And then the other nigga come in, now he got to father the kids of another man, which may not even agree with him on all aspects, because that's a different seed, man. It's two different spirits. Okay, now you can't mold children, but you got to catch them when they're very young. And that's if the mother haven't destroyed their mind already. Like, okay, let's just say if you deal with a woman, you put a baby in her, man. Okay, no, let's say, matter of fact, let's just say if you meet a woman and she was literally, her husband just left her, or let's just say in this world's aspect. Okay, we're going to use this world's aspect. Because you got a lot of single pregnant women. Women get pregnant and then all of a sudden they break up with their spouses or whoever. But let's just say if she had a baby, right? And let's just say 6 weeks, that baby is 6 weeks years old, right? And you meet her, let's say like 2 months. The baby is roughly 2 months years old, okay? And y'all end up starting a relationship and you've been in that child's life since 2 months. Then, you know, it's a different thing because the kid don't know nothing but you. And if you're a man of rational thinking and a sound mind, then, you know, you can mold that family into what they need to be. And the baby won't depart from it. You know, that's a little different, even though that's still off. But, you know, you can get to the child early because the mother haven't had time to destroy it. But when you get to the child, by the time they're 8, 9 years old, 6, 7, 5 years old, they already have certain characteristics about them that the mother and the father previously have put on them. So it's going to be hard as you try to break that, man. Okay, because honestly speaking, single mothers and men, it don't benefit the men on this side. Not to say that men aren't responsible for a lot of that shit, because a lot of these niggas are. Okay, and then certain men have to leave because they couldn't deal with it no more. There's always two sides to the coin. But overall, man, that don't benefit men in this society taking on other men's children, man. Especially when the parent have already established a certain lifestyle for that kid. It's not going to be any agreements there. Okay? So that's all we trying to establish. But it says she should be brought out into the congregation, and inquisition should be made of her children, and her children should not take root, and her branches should not bring forth no fruit, and she should leave her memory to be cursed, and her reproach should not be blotted out, man. Okay? So that's the point, man. That's not a good thing. Now, like I said, there is exceptions to the rule, but you can't let the outside appearance of people's so-called success dictate their happiness in their marriages, because a lot of men feel stuck, man. A lot of men hate that they got married, because the only people that's getting married in this society is Jake, man. Okay, Esau didn't figure this shit already. They already figured it out, okay, that marriage ain't where it's at in this society, okay, because you're making a contract between the woman and the state. And I'm going to tell you like this, the state is going to always favor the woman no matter what, okay? And if you a man in this truth and you ain't fucking whatever, don't, the scripture say if you lose from a wife, then hey, seek not to have one. Okay, let the Lord deal with it, you know. But that does not say that you sisters out there that's supposed to be trying to, you know, help brothers out and stuff like that. That's not to say you're not supposed to do your role in that. But overall, man, you know, brothers ain't itching to have no wives, man. You know, I mean, it just what it is. It is what it is. Brothers do their thing and they keep it pushing and however they gonna do. But if you got a family, then hey, that's more power to you. Good. You know, if you make it work, then make it work. But it's not every man's lot, at least on this side. But in the kingdom, we will have families. Okay. It says, and they that remain should know that there is nothing better than to fear the Lord, right? And this is the problem. There's no fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in this world, man. Okay. It says, and that there is nothing sweeter than to take heed into the commandments of the Lord, man. Okay. And this is the point. This is all the point we're trying to make. Okay. But, you know, Jake is so destroyed and distraught by the American dynamic. It's crazy, man. You're traumatized by the American culture. It has you thinking things that's not profitable into life. Okay, because the way our people are living, they're living a destructive path. Destructive path. Okay, they focus on the now and what they can get now, how they feel now. Okay, I can flip a crib now, or I can go flip, or I can go, get a job, or have a business now. They focus on the now, but they're not looking at the long-term investment. Okay, they're not looking at the afresh of things, man. Okay, like having a wife, you the first man that fathered a kid, you put a seed in her, and it actually works out according to the scriptures, man. You starting a legacy based on your seed line. Okay, they're not looking at it that way. They're not looking for the long term. This is the reason why we're looking for America to be destroyed, so we can have that perfect companion and union again. That's what we want, but we want it in a righteous sense, man. Okay, it's not the fact that we're against family. We're not against none of those things. That's a beautiful thing. Children, women, that's a beautiful thing, man. That's how it's supposed to be. But in this world, it's totally left and it's not profitable. It's always saying. Now, does it happen? Yeah, it happens. Shit, we're men. Shit, we love women, man. But it's just not always profitable to this walk. And that's part of the sacrifice for the greater good, man. Okay. And I know I'm kind of all over the place. I totally jumped 2 topics, but it goes hand in hand. But one more precept. This is the book of Amos 3, and I'm going to start at verses 3. It says, can 2 walk together except they be agreed? If we don't agree on this, then there's no point of walking and coming together on it. It's just what it is. And that's the part that Jake don't get. Like the whole unity camp thing. Let's do the Marsharah Yasharallah. That would not work because these guys are teaching 2 different doctrines. You see? So, I guess I'm going to end it there, man. Giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim and Yahweh Shai. With that, Shalom and Abba Ball.